tallest building in the world, the largest Ferris wheel, the deepest and highest pools, fountains, massive hotels, shopping centers, artificial islands, one of the busiest airports and ports in the world. And all this in a place that just half a century ago looked so different. How did Dubai transform from that into this? Where did such rapid wealth come from? And is this truly the city of the future?
This is Dubai, a town of no roads, no cars, no electricity. Today, a modern, thriving, busy city, developing and expanding at a prodigious rate.
What's happening with Dubai in recent years is a perfect illustration of the phrase built on empty land. So because everything around Dubai, a little further from the sea, still shows no signs of life. It's a barren Arabian desert. But along the Persian Gulf coast, it's suddenly like honey spreading everywhere. And you know what the most popular answer to why is? Because they found oil here once, so good for them. Yes, but only this answer is wrong. You see, Dubai is just a part of the country called the United Arab Emirates. While the Emirates are doing quite well in terms of oil reserves and production, ranking in the top 10 globally, Dubai itself, by Arabian standards, has very little oil. The secret to success, wealth, and endless publicity isn't about someone squandering energy resources. It's not about how you earn it, but about how you spend. Mid-20th century. As you remember, Dubai had neither oil nor skyscrapers. Frankly, it had nothing much at all. Even the idea of harvesting natural pearls was becoming less appealing because in Japan they were inventing artificial pearls, causing demand for the real ones to decline. Local sheikh Rashid ibn Said Al Maktoum gathers his entourage and heads to Europe, and all for what? For this little dot on the map. In 1959, it looked like this. And by 2021, it would grow into the world's most populous international airport. So, did Dubai become what it is because they built an international airport there in time? So, no, of course not. But that airport was the key to the Sheikh's main idea, to turn this fishing village into a center of global trade, tourism, luxury, and everything else imaginable. But how do you do that when you have no money, half of the population consists of camels, and your only landmark is sand? Exactly. You need to invite those who have money, and they will build paradise on earth themselves. And it was during this trip to London that the Sheikh didn't just pose for the journalists. Instead, he negotiated financial investments in Dubai, persuading the British, who were then in charge of the territories, to grant permission to build an airport. Because before that, imagine this, there was no airport in Dubai. People had to travel to the neighboring emirate, Sharjah. That's where it was. So, well, great. They built an airport in the middle of the desert. But who and why would want to fly there? It would take almost 20 years before even the English Queen herself would fly to Dubai on a plane. And all this time, the Sheikh would invest borrowed money in power lines, build roads, sewage systems, expand and deepen the local base so that large ships could enter it and build a new Dubai port. And as a result, Today, it ranks among the top ports in the world, plus or minus. But the key in this whole story will be the year 1985 to dispel any illusions about oil. Prices were pretty good then, $30 per barrel compared to today's $70. But already in the following year, in '86, they would plummet to $10. But Dubai won't die, it will only flourish. And that's because in '85, two crucial initiatives were established there. The first is the JAFSA.
Welcome to JAFSA, a place that welcomes aspirations. A flourishing business community with over 7,500 companies, including 100 of the Fortune 500s.
Here it is, 57 square kilometers. So what is it? Simply put, if you have a lot of money and suddenly want to do business in Dubai, go ahead. In JAFSA, there were no restrictions on being a foreigner. You didn't need to find locals to support your company. And most importantly, no duties, zero income tax, exemption from corporate taxes for 50 years, no obligation to hire locals, so bring your own stuff from wherever you want and they will spend their money in Dubai. So entrepreneurs from all over the world started moving to JAFSA. They built offices, warehouses, and manufacturing facilities. Over 30 years, 7,000 companies relocated here, and over 100 of them made it to the list of the world's top 500. And let me tell you, JAFSA is not the only free economic zone in Dubai. There are about a gazillion of them. And what about the second important initiative from 1985? So here is a hint. They are the best players in the world. Portuguese Cristiano Ronaldo and Croatian Luka Modric, both wearing the jersey of the world's most popular club, Real Madrid from Spain. Then there is another football superstar, Swedish Zlatan Ibrahimovic, in the jersey of Italian AC Milan. And here is Brazilian Neymar in the uniform of French PSG, English Chelsea and Arsenal. So have you noticed what they all have in common? The Emirates logo. This airline was specifically created by Dubai's leadership in '85 to develop tourism and infrastructure in the country because trading by sea is the best. And for important meetings and vacations, flying with comfortable airlines is the way to go. What do football stars and their clubs have to do with it? Well, as soon as the airlines start sponsoring them, the number of passengers increases every year. Today, Emirates spends over 200 million euros annually on football in different countries, but only $2.5 million on advertising, for example, on American TV. As a result, over the past 10 years, the number of people flying with Emirates has increased 12-fold. And the cherry on the top of all this is that today almost half of the world's population can reach Dubai in less than 6 hours. Moving on. It was essential to ensure that money stayed in Dubai as much as possible. But how? Here is where three main free resources of Dubai come to the rescue: the sun, sand, and sea. And if you add cheap labor from India, Pakistan, or Bangladesh to the mix, then the city starts growing all these 7-star, ridiculously tall hotels. So, by the way, for the past 20 years, it's been a local competition. Who will build the tallest hotel in Dubai? So in 2007, it was 72 floors. In 2012, 82. In 2070, fewer floors, only 75, but a larger size, 356 meters. But most importantly, was this first move, the building that started construction in November 1994, right in the open sea.
It's one of the most incredible buildings on the planet. At 321 meters, it soars higher than the Eiffel Tower. It is the tallest hotel on Earth and the most luxurious.
By this time, the new Dubai Sheikh needed not just the most luxurious hotel, but something more, a symbol of Dubai. It's like their own Eiffel Tower or Statue of Liberty. The Sheikh splurges $1 billion, finds young British architects, and they have a bold idea to create an artificial island in the Persian Gulf, made of rocks and sand, topped with a 300-meter glass and concrete sail called the Arabian Tower. And to this day, the Burj Al Arab is remembered not for its 170 square meter rooms, or the fact that they are all in 24-karat gold. So the silhouette of the Dubai skyscraper sail is unmistakable. It's as simple and unique as the Egyptian pyramids, the Sydney Opera House, or the Eiffel Tower. In short, the Burj Al Arab was completed in 1999, and it's a breakthrough for attracting tourists. So why? Well, when you are planning to visit any city, you ask yourself a simple question: what am I going to do there, and what am I going to see? So if there is nothing to see, why bother going there at all? So those who are fascinated by this beauty come to see it, while also leaving their money behind. And the more attractions there are, the more attention it attracts. But returning to Dubai, after the Sail Hotel, things took off. The artificial Palm Islands, the same artificial World Islands, the dancing fountain, the tallest building in the world, the Burj Khalifa, and now they are planning to build even taller, a tower reaching 1 kilometer high. So, in short, the first Porsche hotel and a bunch of other Dubai extravagances began attracting 500,000, so even 1 million new tourists every year. If nearly 2.5 million people visited Dubai in 1999, then 10 years later it was 7.5 million. And another 10 years later, in 2019, it was 16.5 million. And they left 20 times more money in Dubai, so $21 billion. Investments, free trade, and luxury tourism, all of these together in terms of economic genius can only be compared, perhaps, to American Marshall Plan after World War II. Got it. Let me explain what I mean. It's like when the American government provided free aid, cheap loans, and long-term leasing to war-torn Europe. Note that the money wasn't given to cover budget deficits. It could only be used to purchase food, equipment, and fertilizers. And now, think about it. Who would Europeans buy from when the whole continent was in ruins? Only from Americans themselves. So a large portion of the money America gave out went back to America. Plus, American producers gained a new huge market for their goods for free. And Dubai's approach is similar. So think about it. People from all over the world voluntarily bring their millions and technologies, develop infrastructure, earn billions in Dubai, and immediately spend them here on entertainment or invest in appreciating real estate. So there is this money cycle in nature, all based from Dubai to Dubai. Well, of course, not everything goes smoothly. For example, look at how expensive and luxurious the islands on the first palm look. And here is how sad and lonely the second palm looks, which, by the way, is twice the size of the first. But nobody is really building anything there yet. And the archipelago of small islands is populated at best by about 10%. But on the other hand, remember how the local airport started? Dubai's success story at the beginning of the 20th century wasn't about how much was sold through it. It was about how investments were made in it and how comfortable it was for the people who did it. And there is a great example in history when a city of free trade and innovation flourished for several centuries. Venice. Now it's just one of Europe's open-air museums, of course, but in the Middle Ages there was an economic boom there because Venice came up with something like the birth of a joint stock company. So those who invest in it feel the most comfortable. So will Dubai continue to grow in the future? Why not? The city's and Emirates' policy is to attract the most daring minds, ideas, vacuum new technologies, and try them out. So, if someone came up with printing houses on a 3D printer, welcome to Dubai. Print us an administrative building, so naturally the largest in the world. Someone came up with a flying bike, Dubai's police force is already testing them. And furthermore, the contagious of the Dubai example is evident in the behavior of the neighboring emirate, Abu Dhabi. That's where 95% of the country's oil is hidden, but it's not as well known as its northern neighbor. Having seen their success, they too decided that it's much more profitable to distribute earned money not only in pockets, but also to invest it back into themselves. They are also building entire islands of entertainment, opening their economic zones, trying to create their own landmarks like the Louvre Museum. There are also unusual hotels, expensive and luxurious, and stylish in places, but still secondary. And with Dubai, as with life, the golden rule has worked. Invest for the long term.